All right, fourth Cunnilingus is pretty good. For the mental health, though, a Lurrus deck could be pretty fun. I really like to first pick Lurrus. I think it's quite fun to build around. I do believe fourth is like the technical pick. I also find this card to be pretty boring for whatever that's worth. We might be able to wheel Chain of Smog and try to be a Lurrus priest combo. For Lingus. Earlingus. Tonlingus. I think I'm gonna take the Lurrus. Dude, Amtraptor is kind of sick with Lurrus. You don't get the you don't get to just replay it over and over, but like if you're building your deck around Lurrus, this card will be quite good. The Thoughtseize is probably a bit better with the wheel Chain of Smog plan. Although Amtraptor might also wheel too. Yeah, let's take the Thoughtseize. Last time I saw a challenge not firing, they opened a 30-play challenge a half hour later. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on. I'll keep an eye on it. Let me know if it pops up. Bombardiers is the best card slot close. I'm committed to Lurrus Companion here. So probably taking Library. Let's take the Library. Could have Bomba and fourth, the two best non-power cards in the draft. Those are the two best. I know they're both very, very good, of course. I'm cubing for my health, which is I'm building a Lurrus deck here. But those are actually number 1 and 2. Seems a little highly rated, maybe. 50 with the 10 months. I can welcome back. Also, like I remember back during like the Cube for Charity events, like everyone was yelling at me for drafting Lurrus, and then we trophied with our Lurrus deck, and Lurrus was insane. So I think this Lurrus is maybe a little underrated. Yeah, I could take Currency Converter. Currency Converter is quite good. Can take Fire Covenant. Can take Brain Surge. Can take. We gotta take the Urza's Bobble with the Lurrus, I think. 50 with a 10. Hawkeyes with a 25. Hope y'all are doing well. I like that this doesn't make me commit to a second color. I could take Staff with a Storyteller here. Could also take the Windswept Heath. Both seem pretty reasonable. Yeah, let's take the Staff. Works with the Converter too. Take Aether Spellbomb over nothing. You know, also like first pick Lurrus just gives you so much direction too. I think it's a great card to like to get to first pick. All right, Mana Tithe, Verge, Fabled Passage, Ghost Vacuum are all pretty reasonable here. Yeah, Lucy's responsible for the eye patch. She's just a little too dumb, a little too clumsy, unfortunately. Let's take the Verge, I think. Red Eye was def open lane. Yeah, but that deck's also fucking boring as hell. Our deck currently looks pretty sick too. I'm like pretty excited about this start. Taking Bitter Triumph probably over Spar's Headquarters. Fanatic of Ronus. Jacked Rabbit, I think is like the X spells are so nice in your Lurrus deck. Could take Jitte too. I'm a big. I think Jacked Rabbit's pretty good, and then it also works with our staff. Yeah, it like fucking sucks. My eye was like irritated all day yesterday. It's been irritated all week. It's been like twitching and watering, and I had like an almost no screens day yesterday. I was like painting the stream room upstairs. I was reading. I was exercising. And my eye was like I could feel it getting better. And then I take Lucy to go outside last night, and when she gets back in bed, she just like steps right in my eyeball. It's fucking tough. But it's not that serious. It's just like a little swollen and still twitchy. But it was like right. Like how could it happen to like last night? You know what I mean? It was so unlucky. Michael, the 2 years. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. You can cast Jackrabbit if X equals only 0. I think that is the case, although it was bugged for a while. But just like but when I say X spells are good in like Lurrus decks, it's more like the fact that you have a mana sink is nice. Like you have something big you can cast. I don't think my cornea is scratched. I honestly haven't looked like too closely at it since it's happened like 2 a.m. last night and I wanted to get up and stream, but I think it's gonna be fine. Just very unlucky. Yeah, 2 years and not so many eyes later. Yeah, I am still planning on going to the Hunter Burton. Lucy say sorry. That's the thing too, is it's like Lucy is just kind of like Athena if she accidentally like hurts someone, like if he like, you know, steps on you, or she knows and she will like actually say sorry. Athena is very like intelligent, and Lucy just like has no idea. She has no idea that she's like stepped on you. She's, you know, it's very funny. Okay, Static Prison with Lurrus is pretty cool. Not that we wouldn't prioritize Guide of Souls anyways, but we'll double prioritize it. Yeah, this is a pretty cool start though. I love Lurrus. Every time I'm forced to pass a broken red 3-drop, it feels more and more like a trap to companion it. Maybe. I mean, I trap is an interesting word. It's like, it's a cost. It's you get a broken card, and you get a broken card every single game at the cost of not getting to grab your broken 3-drops. And I don't know. To me, I feel like that's a cost I'm pretty willing to pay. Okay, so unfortunately we can't catch Ramos. So Lurrus was a trap. Our options seem to be Dark Confidant, which like seems to be great in our deck. We don't need the Mishra's Bauble as much because we have the Urza's Bauble. Good chance Shadowy Backstreet Wheels. If we had Saga, I might snap off the map. We don't have Saga. Sorin seems okay. I feel like the Dark Confidant is more likely to wheel than the Bauble. You think Bauble wheels more likely? I think I'm like definitely getting this Dark Confidant back. I mean, this pack is kind of weak, so maybe not. Let's take the Bauble. The Bob is so good here, though. Yeah, Bauble just never wheels, and I think Bob is pretty likely to wheel. Hymn to Tark seems nice. Confidence trash. Well, Confidence like really good at like exactly the Lurrus deck. You know, it's good in this deck and like kind of nothing else. What's wrong with taking Secluded Courtyard or Concealed? Seems like something we want. We also didn't wheel the Chain of Smog in the last pack. Dude, let's print him in Modern. It's probably not a net positive, but people do fucking like that card. Triumph seems fine. The fact that it's fetchable is a pretty nice deal. I wish this card was legal in Modern. It would be so fine. I don't think this is a very good Greaves deck. So another kind of mana sinky card. Because I'll take a Wrath. I do think this card is quite bad. Maybe sideboard the Wrath. Sideboard Wrath seems kind of good. Let's take the Xander's Lounge, and then we could maybe splash blue. We already have the Aether Spellbomb, which would be kind of nice. I think I'd rather have a Wrath of God in the sideboard. It's kind of close. Oh, Animate Dead would be great. So the entire Thopter Sword combo, I think we'll be okay. Okay, so Shadow Spear probably only ends up making the deck if we find the Urza Saga. If we do find the Urza Saga, it'll be pretty good. Maybe if we find Stoneforge Mystic, and then Stoneforge can get... Oh, this isn't... This is the other one. The... For Mirrodin card can be got off Stoneforge. So I think I would rather take Urborg and buy him the Turok library deck than the Shadow Spear, and then regret it if we get the Saga. But then if we get Saga, we're going to be happy enough anyways. Ooh. Can we Doomsday? Doomsday's like a little ambitious, I think. Stock up! Broken stock up. I'm a sucker for an ambitious pick. Could spec the Doomsday if Oracle comes around. Wheel Second Ruins. Yeah, that would be pretty ideal. Vindicate. Sink into the Stupor for the, the splash. Or Balance. Balance is kind of interesting. Doesn't seem like we have a very good balanced deck, but we don't have a very bad one either. No Moxen. I'm gonna take the balance, I think. Easy Shaman. We have no fetch lands. I would take Vindicate over Shaman. I'm gonna take the balance though. Okay. Dark Confidant Wield. Deathrite Shaman seems like stacked. Deathrite Shaman is like barely playable in Cube. Deathrite Shaman's so good. What are y'all on about? This is Cube, baby. That card is barely playable. I can count on one hand the number of times Shaman has made my deck. Probably. We have no fetch lands. Like, have y'all ever played Deathrite Shaman in Pioneer? I think the sword was last packed, right? We have a Doomsday. One Shaman Unbanned Modern. I think Shaman would be kind of a nice Unbanned Modern. I'm getting pretty on board with Shaman Unbanned. It would be quite good. It would be quite dominant, but I think it's not. It wouldn't break anything either. So maybe Ketramos. Probably taking Portable Hole here. I'm a pretty big Portable Hole fan. Maybe Wheel the Goyf. I think Portable Hole's great. Spec Very Ambitious Dark Depths. We haven't seen the Thespian Stage or the Hex Mage to my knowledge here. It's pretty format game warping and timeless. Turns into Shaman Mirror Stomachs. Yeah, I remember Shaman being the best. Like this was my argument against unbanning Deathrite Shaman for a long time. Was that in Timeless, well, there's good looting here with the staff. In Timeless, Shaman was the best one drop in the Dragon Rage's Channeler Ragavan format. But we've also like kind of entered a world where like, you know, one drops are getting better and better. Removal's really, really good. Combo's really, really good. I think we could I think it'd probably be okay. I would certainly like Wizards to test extensively any card before they unban it, of course. Hexage and Pack 1. Sorry, I maybe didn't catch it if it was there. Probably taking Infernal Grasp. Inquisition, Duress, Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Cauldron's not really doing anything here. I think I like Duress more than Inquisition. It's kind of close. Ooh, oh, okay. Stage, or I could have had the map too. Unearth is so nice to have, but I think with the stage, or with the depths, we take the stage. We have a Wishclaw Talisman on the board, but that's probably not making the cut here. I think our deck looks awesome. Ooh, Godless Shrine. Secretary Tron is really good with Lurrus. I'm a big hater of that card, but I do agree it's better with Lurrus. Really, like I really, when I played that Vintage Cube for like the Cube for Charity, like I drafted that card a few times. I'm like, this card sucks. Well, I don't think they test any card even barely before unbanning, let alone extensively. Yeah, it's hard to say what that process is like. I agree that it seems to be more of like a vibe based conversation when on these unbans. Okay, so I think we do want a little bit more beef. So let's take the Goyf over the Thraben Inspector. Sort of low on playables. I guess we are a little low on playables. We need 3 more. We have in the board we have a Shadow Spear and a Wrath of God. Okay, absence of playable. Oh, sorry, but Lurrus is also not a playable. Uh-oh. If we play 18 lands, it isn't the worst because we're playing Stage Depths library, but would prefer to play 17 for sure with this curve. White of the Reliquary. I mean, it doesn't necessarily seem like we could splash it super well. We'd have 2 sources. Not Reclaimer. I feel like you have some green fixing in the sideboard. I guess I have 1 Canopy. I guess. I mean, Absent is really good. If we could just stay black-white, our mana's just so nice. Exactly. I think they talk about what we want the flavor of the format to feel like. Let's unban to see what happens. Worst case scenario, we ban it again in 3 months. Yeah, I agree. I think that they have said that they tested like Opal and Twin and Green Sun and stuff, but it's hard for me to exactly believe that. Okay, I think we just need a playable. Is balance good in my deck? I think it's not amazing. It's not awful either. Although this Aether Spellbomb's also a bit awkward, but I think I'm down to play balance here. It's kind of nice that, like, as a Lurrus deck, if you get overwhelmed by someone going over the top, to have a reset button. Yeah, I think they probably did not test Breach with Opal. That being said, like, Breach was already one of the best decks in Modern pre-BNR. It just wasn't, like, as popular. But it had, like, I think it had one of, if not the highest win rates. Okay, playable. They probably tested Affinity, probably, yeah. You could have maybe played Field. The problem is, like, we need some playables. Like, I'm down to play Usher. Usher's, like, not the worst ever. They had another Breach would get a Opal boost. Probably. Also, did they add another challenge? I don't see one. Mox Opal was originally banned 2 weeks before Breach was printed. That's actually pretty interesting. What does playable mean in this context? A card that I can put into my... A spell I can put into my deck. Yeah, challenge did not fire again. Unfortunately, because I really wanted to test the Nautilus deck in a tournament setting. I guess I'm going to do it live tomorrow in the Hunterburton. Might end up playing the Shadow Spear. Can we unban Dread Return? That is probably not a good one. I'm sure you only have noble intentions, but that makes Oops All Spells, like, so ridiculous. Need to hire Charlotte Winter to play test team. She knew the deck was broken before Opal got banned the first time. I mean, Jesse's great. Jesse would be an awesome addition to any team. My Goldfish have played Nautilus in person. Seems like a nightmare to keep track of everything. Nope. I'll be okay. I agree. It might be difficult. Should be 19 lands. 18 isn't the worst with, again, stage depths, but not exactly ideal either. I think it's where we're at. Unless you want to play Aether Spellbomb, no blue sources. I guess this is a blue source, right? Oh, no, sorry. I thought this made... Oh, this does make treasures. One blue source. You can play one island? I def played the Wishclaw. Is Wishclaw... I feel like Wishclaw is awful here. Like, you Wishclaw for your combo, and then you play it, and then they just Wishclaw for an answer to it. But then I guess we could Wishclaw for, like, a Duress? I mean, we already have 2 baubles for Lurrus, though, so I don't feel like this Aether Spellbomb as a Lurrus card makes that much sense to me. I'm just gonna play 18 lands. Wait, it was 17. Can't count. Am I missing something? I don't think I want to play the Canopy. Could be good though. Yeah, but yeah, we could do a record prediction. I think this deck looks solid. Definitely more fun, but probably less good than the red deck we could have had. Okay, record. I have played a lot of Pathfinder, yeah. So we don't have any white mana right now. Should have played 18 lands. So Naya Triome. I want to take the Enduring in a sense. The card seems a little bit annoying to deal with. Yeah, we could stage their land, that's true. I'm not above it. Probably going to Edict this turn, though. My depth perception? Okay, no token creature. I think our opponent accidentally skipped through their turn. So punish for tapping this way. I was thinking I might want to draw my Vista. Or maybe, I guess Dark Depths doesn't really change things, but could have also drawn this. Yeah, dog is okay. Dog is totally fine, which is good. She just stepped on me and then went to sleep. Oh, if they killed this, that's good for me because of my Lurrus. Just actively a good exchange for me, I think. So we can duress their Rumble here. Also grows my Goyf. I think I want to take their Rumble here. You know, you all know I'm a Path to Exile disrespecter, but if they path my Lurrus and like I go Lurrus, Staff the Storyteller, path, get a basic, it's like, is that bad? Is that a super negative exchange for me? It doesn't exactly seem that way. Gonna hardcast the Solitude. Yeah, I want to leave my 2/1/1s back, I think. A little late on this library. I don't have anything to replay off the Lurrus right now. So I don't know how... They're probably still upkeep path it. Yeah, it turns out Lurrus is pretty broken. Just such a fun card to draft around, too. Do you write sorry in all caps a joke? No, I'm not well. You know, I'm not well. I'm pretty scatterbrained in general, but I'm just having a hard time. I'm just in all caps, so this is tough. If they path, do we absent it? I don't think so, because it's like the Lurrus isn't even like a particularly good card here with nothing to loop. I think we just accept it and keep our absent. How's the iPad showing my face? It's tucked underneath my glasses here. I cut out a face mask to make this, and I ordered one that like actually is supposed to slip over your glasses. Interesting. Modern's that bad? Well, I'm enjoying Modern. The challenge today didn't fire, which is certainly not indicative of a healthy Modern format. I'm having a good time, but I prepared this stream with me wanting to test the Nadu deck and me wanting to play some Song of Creation into Cube, and then we tested our Song of Creation build, and then I had a couple other fringe choices, but this is what people voted for, and I've been kind of wanting a Cube day anyways. But it is kind of tough when your the plan for your stream gets derailed like this. Do you think Jace will go back to the Shadow Realm if Bowmasters comes back? I've been playing against more Bowmasters lately. So maybe. Obviously that card is very bad against Orcish Bowmaster. His card Pyrokinesis and Parallax Wave. Let's send that one back to Mount Doom, huh? I kind of like the idea of main phasing this so I can draw a card off my staff. I guess we can just draw the card next turn and play around. Like Prismatic Ending. Maybe I should have Static Prison so they can't survive an attack with the Dark Depths. They discard a Trumpeting Carnosaur. And he'll be playing Standard of the week before the ban announcement again? Possibly. I mean, I'm not like dooming so much about the modern format. Like things are not sorry, my eye. Things are not as bad as they have been. And I like way more enjoying this modern format than the Nadu format and enjoying it more than the Boros Energy format. It is far from as good as it could be, of course, and I'm hoping that they continue to improve it with bans and unbans. But I'm still having fun. It does seem like this happens pretty often, like right before a big shakeup is going to happen, that people get less interested. But so I it's possible like the week before the BNR, I just revisit Standard for a bit, or maybe dip my toes into Legacy or Vintage too. That could happen. Yeah, I agree. Like Modern is like recovering from what, in my opinion, was like its worst environment of all time. That is how bad I think MH3 was for the format. So yeah, again, things are not particularly good, but they're better than they were. And I've said this a few times too. I have always kind of felt like part of the appeal of Modern as a format is that it is always a little broken, and you are always like a little hot and cold on it. But sometimes it just does reach a boiling point. Valky, I think it was the worst time. So, like, the thing about Valky is that it only lasted a week, 2 weeks, something like that, a month, 3 at the most. And so, like, this is a big part of why things have been so bad, is that when they're broken, they take months and months to get better. Back then, they would just, okay, it's broken again, we're banning it. You know, to me, that was always way better. So I guess we go Currency Converter, and then we go discard a card here. Probably the Swamp with the Urborg. And I can draw a card next turn. So if I played my Usher the Falling off this treasure token, then I would be a little cut. The schedule being our decision locked in was the worst 6 months of Magic ever. I think so too for me. It's like... And it was just like, you know, when you had as needed BNRs, you could be like, okay, it's very bad right now, but it'll probably get fixed soon. But the way they had it, it's just like, oh, it's bad and it's not getting better anytime soon. That was a pretty bad environment. All right, so we go down to 7. Yeah, I think I want to keep my library going for at least one more turn. Can't really tell what they hit off the Chandra. My life total is getting kind of low, Spider-Man. Let's see what they're drawing. Okay, not a too crazy of a card. Thank you for the 4 cards Library of Alexandria. The challenge did not fire today, unfortunately. I've not seen that in a while. So I decided to do a little health cube. They flip an Inspiring Vantage to Chandra. I thought they might minus on the Scholar and then flickered the Pyroglyph, so I'm kind of happy that this is what happened instead. So I can put the Chandra to 1 loyalty. They have no cards in their hand. So I might as well. Yeah, it does seem to me. Well, maybe I'm being a little silly. Yeah, let's play the we'll play the Dark Depths, and then we want to get this down to 2 loyalty so they can't minus on the Scholar. Stunlock for the win with the 1 year. Thank you. Welcome back. They flip a Felia, so that's not going to do anything here. And so they have a mystery card for turn. It could be the Path to Exile we saw last game. That would be pretty good for them here. Besides that, I think we should be winning. They are conceding, so we need to make them have it, I think. I don't think I should respect their bluff so much that I would just untap and duress here. So upkeep path, maybe? Should I duress? Is there really a point in duressing? There's not much point in not duressing because I can still edict and Council's Judgment because of the currency converter. I don't know if there's any like Condemn is in the format. Okay, it's Solitude. A card that they can cast because of this Avacyn's Pilgrim. Which I missed earlier. So they wisely float the mana here. I was wondering if we would maybe get them on that. I'm going to choose the Pyrogoyf, I think. So we get to gain 20 life. We get to kill the Chandra. Blue Solitude. That's a good username. Think over the 3 months. I probably should have edited them first because of that Gaia's Cradle, huh? See if that ends up mattering. Oh, kind of rewarded. Would rather edict that. Maybe it's me, but you would have wrathed. Maybe. With Felia and Solitude on board? We'll just block the Felia, maybe. Alright, so I'm going to make them sack a creature here, I think. Sacrifices a creature token. Sorry, non-token creature. Maybe I should have an eye patch every day. It is making me lock in a little bit more. If you chose Cradle with Judgment, you cannot choose lands with Council's Judgment. I did forget about the Solitude coming back. They let the Written 6 die, though. Well, not sure this is the best option. Seems certainly fine. They're drawing just a plains. That's good news. Got a lot of life to work with. Okay, so we're going to lose our Lurrus. Yeah, it seems like I just go all in on the rabbit here. I could Wrath or plan to Wrath next turn. I think it's just cool. Do this. They go after the rabbit instead, so I think we can consider that a win. If I keep my Lurrus around. So I guess going after the Spirit Realm doesn't seem like much of an option. Probably going to loot away the Wrath of God. I also think I'm probably going to not leave a Spirit token back to block the Wisp. Ghost of the 28 months. Thank you. Welcome back. That's probably better to discard this instead. I'm surprised they didn't attack and channel Touch on Solitude. Yeah, they might have missed the line. I would have gained some extra life for whatever that's worth. Maybe it's better to get back Usher of the Fallen. Okay, so I'm attacking them for 7 down to 9. I'm going to make a pirate here. So that gives me lethal next turn. So I think let's just play the bobble out, see what they're drawing. Don't think this does anything defensively besides chump block. Oh, against life. Okay, well, we drew one of these on. Thinks he can ghost for the 28. Okay, 1-0. Feeling pretty good about the choice to first pick the Lurrus. I think Lurrus is underrated. I think it's just such an awesome first pick. Could be wrong. Boston with the 51 months. Hope you're doing well. Might have to bring the spike hats. Yeah. Now we figured out what the merch is. The eye patch. City of Traders in their hand. We should play Plains to Incept Banatite a little bit. Robber of the Rich, huh? So why don't we go Sculler this turn into Staff Portable Hold next turn. Scary hand. They drew a Mountain, which is pretty ideal for them. They just a Braid, and then they also get their Robber trigger too. They flip over a Shadow Spear. Very annoying that they can just cast that. The good news is I can Council's Judgment the... Okay, they flipped this over last turn. I missed that. Okay. I don't know. I guess I don't care that much about this with the Lingering Souls in my hand. So my opponent has Bitter Triumph still. I have Bitter Triumph too. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play my Staff. What's nice about playing Dark Confidant is that I would get at least like one trigger here because they're probably going to play the Ring and then I Council's Judgment, then I get the Bob trigger. But I also kind of like that I can just block with the Spirit Token, and then this means that if I draw a land, I get to go Lingering Souls, draw a card off the Staff, and then like the Souls, plays a bit better into like the Bitter Triumph card. Back in the day, I think you used to have hats for Channel Points redemptions. Oh yeah, I do. I found the box of hats finally. It's upstairs. It was a fun reward. Be interesting if they choose to not cast the Ring here. They think about not attacking? Interesting choice. Do you have white mana maybe to activate it? All right, so they have Bitter Triumph and then 4 mystery cards after they draw. It's a lot, but Oh, so they still have the Bombardiers too. That's why they kept the Usher. All right, they decide to lose their City of Traders, so powerful turn inbound, I imagine. Bomba. Bobble Self to look first for white source, activate Staff before Judgment. Bobble doesn't draw a card on your turn, it draws a card on the next turn. So their hand is they're holding up the Bitter Triumph probably. Okay, good card to see on top there. All right, 3/4 Goyf. The Urborg is actually helping me out a lot here, I guess. Yeah, let's go ahead and draw a card off the staff. My own Urborg. And then let's play Goyf with the intention to Bitter Triumph the Bomba. And if the Goyf trades for the Triumph, I think that's okay. We could maybe escape it again later. It clears the way for Lurrus. You can look with Bobble to know if you should activate staff to get land. Oh, I see. Okay. I understand now. Probably going to discard the Dark Confidant. No, it's kind of good here still. Bomba has Menace. Yeah, I know. The Goyf is just going to die, though. I'm going to kill the Bomba with the Triumph. Not sure if I'm paying 3 or not. This card Souls is free value, but the Souls is also so much value here with the staff. But yeah, I guess I could discard Souls, and then I could go Flashback Souls, play Dark Confidant, activate staff. That does seem like a pretty good turn next turn. The looting is kind of interesting. They discard a Swamp and Advantage. They have 1 card in their hand here. Yeah, I think with the Lurrus coming down, this is probably fine. Okay, so I'm down to 10 life points. The next turn we can Lurrus. Perhaps you achieve the first library requisite and card draw activations. It's been out of 95. Library won us our match earlier. Feeling like they're probably a little bit cold to Dark Depths here. We drew 4 cards last match. Alright, let's run it back. I'm going to go plug my phone in real quick. You incidentally have made a Turbo Depths combo. You have it every time. Well, we have a lot of card draw to dig for it. Deck turned out pretty good. Let's see what the prediction split was. Yeah, most people bet on 2-1. So I do agree it looks like a 2-1 deck, but I think the power of Lurrus is a little invisible. Really taking their time on the sideboarding. There we go. All right. Their deck does seem pretty soft to this. Gonna probably go, turn 3 Council's Judgment, turn 4 Dark Depths after a turn 2 Scholar. Huh. Yeah, I think the curve of Scholar into Judgment into Depths is just a little bit too strong. Punished. I love that you just put stage depths in most of your vintage cube drafts. Yeah, I pick depths pretty aggressively because it's just like, I think the average vintage cube pick doesn't cost you all that much, and like it just always comes with the upside of maybe if you just like find a Thespian stage, you just have this really powerful package, and I definitely pick depths more aggressively than most people do. So they could have maybe post-combated this looting. Oh, no, sorry. I'm not attacking with the depths this turn anyways. Discard a Rampaging Raptor. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised to see the white and the green mana. Or sorry, Surveil's Rampaging Raptor. Would be kind of the worst possible play next turn for them to make. Discards the big dragon thing and a Golos? I'm so confused. Their deck seems so aggressive. And there's a Curtains. They're playing their last card, it looks like. Imperial Seal. Imperial Seal. So from what we saw last game, it would make some sense for them to seal for the ring, right? Yeah, they might just have an edict also. Is balance good in your deck? Not a bad top deck. Play a land? I'm intentionally not playing a land, so they have to sacrifice a land. Play land first? Y'all are crazy. They could have tutored for the ring here. Oh my gosh, I have no cards in my hand. Sorry. I still think they might have tutored for the ring. I couldn't see. Couldn't see the line. They top deck. They kept reanimate on top of the library. I was the crazy one the whole time. Game 3. Although we were dead anyways, right? We dark depths and then we just take forward. I think I want a main phase edict. Like their draw was kind of their draw is a little bit clunky here. And so if they like giving them any ability to surveil seems probably incorrect. No, you get Scholar back to block. Well, I mean I get Scholar back to block one thing for one turn. I don't know that this is exactly a winning line, but that is true. Okay, so we'll try to grasp the Rabble Master here. And play a 3/4 rabbit. So the hand is Urborg, City of Traders, 3 mystery cards. Would Jacked Rabbit be playable in Modern? It'd be pretty close. Like just playing it for 2 mana, makes a token every turn is not very good. I think because of Arena of Glory, I would say yes, though. Just like the fact that you could top deck it, Arena of Glory, attack, make 3 1/1s. I think without Arena, it probably would be a little bit underpowered. With Arena, it's like it probably would be fine. Has some good synergy with Guide of Souls and Ocelot Pride too. Oh boy. What if I told you that was a hare and not a rabbit? Squash, what it is and what it does would be my response, I guess. Yeah, what is the difference between a hare and a rabbit? A good time to learn something. So they play the City of Traders. Are they going to play the Dragon? Okay, so if they cast my Lurrus, I can put it on the top of my library, maybe? Okay, thankfully they hit Urborg. And they Infernal Grasp my rabbit. I can Lurrus my rabbit. It's pretty good. Wish you could have Staff of Modern. Staff is pretty good. I don't know if I support a Staff printing into Modern. So they need to cast another card or play a land to kill their City of Traders if they want the Robber of the Rich to trigger, which it seems like that's what they're going for here, but you know, they're going to trade it for 2 rabbits probably. They flip a Currency Converter, which is certainly quite good, but I can unexpectedly absent it. I think I should triple block here to avoid a removal spell blowout. I guess I should also probably go upkeep, absent the Currency Converter, and then so I can go cast it, loot away the Usher. Seems like a good line. And they maybe didn't want to... Yes, the token is not tapped, so we can chump with it. Oh, right, the last cards are a Borg. But they wanted to loot it away with the converter, right? Snip draft next. Only draft things that pirates would love. Start with R, C. I don't know what the C is, or show pictures of the ocean. I do feel like the pirate jokes have been... it's been a little too many pirate jokes. I don't know. Hard to quantify how many pirate jokes are too many. I think I'm going to loot this turn. They've already used Thoughtseize, and we have some more instant speed removals in the deck. Although they do have a discard spell on top, so we may get really punished for cracking this bauble. Okay, we don't. Although, yeah, they're just going to hardcast Valky. Wow. I mean, thankfully we drew this. Well, like, unbelievable. The best possible top deck for them, probably. Also, where's all their green mana? Did they side in, like, a green plan and they boarded it out? It kind of seems like that's what happened. Are they going to minus on my converter? If they minus on my converter, I get to Judgment the Crab and kill the Tybalt. I can actually just get to kill the Tybalt anyways. Just like, no way that's possible. That's correct, right? They do go after the converter. I think this is fine enough for me. Yeah, it was... I took the dog out in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and then she stepped on my eye, getting back into bed. She's never done that before. You have an eye patch on Hunter Burton? I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping it'll be fine by tomorrow, but I might have one. Okay, so Dead Crab. They have a currency. My currency converter they can cast. Good match. Do we have any way to make red mana? Could be good to stage arena. We don't have any red sources, no. I guess it's technically correct to like stage a Triumph though or something. Bitter Triumph my rabbit. Okay. Pretty painful. I mean, I guess this was my way to make red mana. Ooh. Give it back. Give it back. I wonder if they loot. They have reanimated their deck. They probably should loot. So that my Lurrus is already gone. Gargantuan with the 35 months. Jokes, but if you go to the Hunter Burden, you may be contractually obligated to play a Marco Shark deck due to being a pirate. Maybe, huh? Maybe. They loot away their Bombardier. Never loot. Although it's not really that good here. Yeah, I'm playing Nautilus Nadu tomorrow. I'm hoping I don't have to eye patch tomorrow, but we'll see. Revealing eye. How many jokes could we make about this? All right, so converted back here. The static prison returning back to control. It always, whenever something gets exiled, as it almost always comes back to the owner's control. There may be some exceptions to that rule, but as far as I know, that is almost always how it happens. All right, so I think I might like to look at their hand before I convert some currency here. So can't quite activate that, but obviously that's a pretty good card to have drawn here. If I equip to a rabbit, attack with everything. I think that's also just going to be right. Because since I'm just presenting lethal pretty well next turn with this line. Urborg I can. Oh, right. Oh, I don't have Urborg in play, too. It's opponents. Haste a Preacher. So they get a token if they attack with it that has lifelink. So they're basically at 3. How in the world is this eye attacking? they're just, I mean, are they just dead on board anyways? Maybe they're dead on board anyways. I mean, I'm a Lurrus deck. Maybe they think I could die to my Confidant somehow. Yeah, okay. 2-0. Already did our prediction. Kind of sad not to get a Mox. I feel like I say that every cube draft. Nice looking hand. 2 weeks and a week until BNR. I mean, for me, it's like we only have 2 weeks of kind of a stale format. That's like a sixth of what it was, or really like a 12th of what it was before. I'm like just chilling. Yeah, I think we're gonna currency convert this turn. Set up for a balance. We just give them the card off the Sentinel, almost definitely. I'm kind of. I guess we can hope to draw a land, and then we can go balance. Let them draw a card off Sentinel into him, maybe. Let's just discard the him. Kind of close. Why format stale all of a sudden? Well, it's I think recently become pretty clear that they are going to take action against the Breach deck. Maybe recently it's become clear to everybody. For me, it's been seemed likely for a while. I don't know. But yeah, they're going to take action against the Breach deck, it seems, and you know, there's about to be a new set. There's about to be a BNR, but I at the very least, like, it's only a little stale, and there's still like a lot to do. And there's still a lot to work on, and the format is much more open than it was. I think Modern is on a long healing journey after MH3, and it's just gonna take some time. I discarded an Unexpectedly Absent. Nice little 2-for-1. Why not play another land to make them discard second card? Well, it would make me sacrifice the land I play. Last match, I was pretty worried about doing that. I had someone say Rumble is the real card that needs to go wild take. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. At the very least, like, there are some other problematic cards in the format besides Underworld Breach, but you know, Breach is one of the worst design cards of all time. But you can make a good argument that Underworld Breach is the worst design card ever if you're interested in grading on a curve of the fact that, like, it got designed after, like, or so long after Yawgmoth's Will existed. You know what I mean? It's like this card got printed 20 years after Yawgmoth's Will, a card that, like, everyone knew, whatever, is very broken. It got printed really, really long after this card, and it's even like a much better Yawgmoth's Will. Lurrus is worse ever. I think I don't think you can. I think it's an argument for sure. I think you can make a good argument for Lurrus being worst ever. You can make an argument for Oko being worst ever, for Nadu. There's several cards you can make a good argument for. Nadu is probably my pick. Lurrus is worse than Breach. So, like, we're talking about design too. It's like Lurrus was at the very least new space. You know what I mean? Lurrus was like kind of a new direction for them to print a card. But Nadu, or sorry, I mean, but Underworld Breach. Sorry, Underworld Breach was not. Underworld Breach was just fucking, like, we printed what is, like, 15, 20 years after Yawgmoth's Will, and it's just a better version. It's just so ridiculous. Beanstalk pretty bad. Beanstalk pretty bad, yeah. But, like, at the very least, when we're talking about Lurrus versus Breach versus Nadu, like, Breach was just, like, you really should have known better. These other cards you could kind of argue were newer design space, where it's, I think, in my opinion, more forgivable to make mistakes. We're just putting this on top. I think we're putting this on top. We have a lot of outs to it. We get to put them under a lot of pressure. Is my eye irritation because of too much screen time? It is, yeah. My doctor doesn't say anything about eye drops, but I haven't tried them either. It's something I probably should be trying. One Ring is up there. Yeah, One Ring is really bad. I agree. I certainly wish I had the opportunity to have seen it during consulting. All right, them playing this Usher is like really good here because it all of a sudden gives them a blocker for the Lurrus. I'm gonna leave the stage untapped. Doesn't quite seem like we should be wrathing this turn, right? So let's say no to the currency ability. Gonna probably wrath next turn. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so if we're not going to wrath next turn, maybe I want to block their things. Yeah, I did make the room dimmer today on purpose. Can Time Walk be the Armory Force card design? So yeah, again, it's like I'm just way more forgiving for card designs when they're made first. Like if it's your first time making this mistake for like Time Walk Recall. Also, like the design of Time Walk Recall was like they didn't know what Magic the Gathering would become, and it was intentionally broken with the attitude of that people, like it would be like it was intentionally like, oh, you have a Time Walk, that's crazy. I have a Recall, and only like a few of these cards would exist in groups. They didn't picture the game being as big as it was, so I like cards like that. I'm just like way more lenient, but like Breach is just what like I remember like my reaction and like most people's reaction to seeing Underworld Breach being printed is, what are we missing? This card clearly seems way too efficient. Like, did they actually just print better Yawgmoth's Will? And the answer is yes, they did just print better Yawgmoth's Will. It was crazy. But it like the initial reaction was like, we must be missing something. All right, going to game 3. What you're saying would be a mistake if they made 3-mana Time Walk. Yeah, it's exactly. It's like after you learn these lessons, like making mistakes is just, that's worse design in my opinion. It's a good way to put it. Certainly pretty subjective though. Yeah, that was game 1. These games have been pretty long. Maybe I should play Urborg turn 1 because if I drew Dark Depths, I could do it turn 3. Do you think Past in Flames was also a design mistake to print? No, it's like Past in Flames was like a lesson learned for Yawgmoth's Will. Breach was just like almost immediately identifiable as a better Yawgmoth's Will. But Past in Flames, you know, not that. Pretty good design, I think. Yeah, Hogak definitely up there for sure. Yeah, we could maybe do a YouTube. That could be a good fun YouTube video. Worst design cards of all time. Maybe a little bit too negative, but could be fun to make anyways. Am I basically commenting on the aptitude of the developers? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to shit talk the developers, no. But certainly with the, I don't think this is a super controversial thing to say with like the tens of thousands of Magic cards designed. Some of them have been bad. I would also say that like in that 2019, 2021, like there was a really distinct push for the developers to power creep. There was a distinct push for the developers to designed poorly, and so in a big way, it's even kind of hard to blame them so much for this era, because it just was likely a corporate decision for them to start to intentionally push the power level of cards in this era. Chump and Wrath. I think I want the extra card than Wrath, but kind of close. Also, they probably could sniff out the Wrath and end up blocking. So let's give them some credit for that, probably. Yeah, 3 cards in their hand. Discard the Thoughtseize. I think I'm just going to go Jackrabbit on 0 so I can get it going with the staff. Could maybe have gone X equals 1 with and played Goyf next turn. Seeing clickbait articles from the topic from Commander Claire's are kind of unreadable. Yeah, Commander is like such a... Everything is so subjective. It's hard to do content like that. Is this a 2/2? I think I would prefer for them to have this back, especially with the Caracas. I did mention Oko. I did mention Oko as on the list for worst design cards. It would definitely be on my top 10. We can play this. We got the Lurrus still. Oh yeah, we could copy Caracas. That's kind of cool. Do you watch the receivables? I'm not really familiar with the receivables. I've kind of heard of them, but I don't really know what they're about. All right, so they just unsummoned the Gut here, but I think that's okay. Why do they call it Mana Flood? You got lands in the field, you got lands in the hand. They should call it a crash landing. It's pretty good. Probably should have played the Urborg a bit sooner. Do we three every time we draft Lurrus? I think this would be 2 in a row, although it definitely has been a little bit, right? Lurrus is quite good. We can copy Caracas and keep Gut contained. Yeah, I mean, if they're... Oh, they have a strip mine. If they're just like replaying Gut this turn, though, they're so behind. Not going to copy Caracas. I think I would rather put Lurrus into my hand here. We can... It seems like we could copy Caracas later. Should they not just be killing me with Phoenix? Well, I did not see the Phoenix or forgot the Phoenix. Am I dead to it? So if they attack, they can sack the Phoenix. I'm not dead to the Phoenix. Because I can block the Gut, or I could just take it, and then I have 4, 5, 6. I guess it's not lethal. I don't know if Nadu's in this version of the cube. So I can let the... Okay, I could just draw Lingering Souls too. Could let the Static Prison go, and I can Lurrus the Static Prison on the Gut or the Phoenix. I think we'll just pay Souls, Fleshback Souls here. Or, sorry, we should go Souls, draw a card, so that we can look for either... I guess Dark Depths is pretty bad on this board, but... So we could look for the Shadow Spear to maybe not be dead to a burn spell. I think it'd be interesting to do design mistakes that tries to separate honest mistakes from intentionally pushing power level too far. Yeah, so yeah, this would be a good thing to talk about at the beginning of the video, where like you should have both in this video, I think, but it's also like I think it's important to talk about how there seemed to be a high level like corporate push for power creep from 2019 to 2021, and then that shifted to more of a complexity creep from 2022 to that has maybe ended now, but I think it's still there. So I think that is good to talk about and kind of talk about like what like how like I want to be more forgiving for mistakes that seem like could be easy to make. Well, we haven't been burn spelled yet, so I'm feeling pretty good about our chances to trophy. Let's freaking go. Let's do at least one more. It's pretty fun. Pay out the believers. Always first pick Lurrus, or maybe not always, but I'm a pretty big Lurrus believer. I think it's a like great first pick. Yeah, it's so easy to look at the deck and be like, it doesn't look all that good, but like that just is how broken Lurrus is. Let's run the prediction back too.